I want to go back a week ago to who I was before I knew this information. I need a detailed report. I'm talking charts, graphs, the whole nine, as to why something as good as this show would be canceled. I think maybe you can chalk it up to the writer's strike that was going on, but there were plenty of other shows that were still undergoing production, and I don't see why this couldn't have been one of them. I think who we actually should be blaming is David Zaslav, the CEO of Warner Bros. Discovery. Now, I don't have exact dates in mind, but ever since he took over Warner Bros. Discovery, he's been canceling a lot of projects, even going so far as to cancel the Batwoman film that was 99% complete. If I remember correctly, they were just about to move into marketing, which means the film is pretty much done. Now they're just putting out trailers and building hype for it. He apparently saw the movie and decided to cancel it, and everyone's work just went down the drain. I'm sure people still got paid for it because that has to be illegal, right? I don't really know. But the fact that he would cancel a big budget production at the 11th hour just goes to show me that he has no problem canceling shows that he deems irrelevant to Warner Brothers' success. He also canceled a film that was going to star John Cena and was written and produced by James Gunn. And if you've seen the more recent Suicide Squad movie, then you know just how funny and cool that movie probably would have been. Now, to avoid going on a tangent and getting back to the topic at hand, those are just two examples on a longer list of canceled productions. And based off of all of this, he strikes me as a lot more of an accountant than the CEO of a large production studio. And don't get me wrong, you gotta make money. Things have to make money in order to continue. I understand that. However, I think there's clear favoritism being shown to some shows over others, which again wouldn't necessarily be an issue if we were talking about a show that wasn't good in quality. But a show as good as Warrior deserves all the attention and all the hype that it can get. Everybody that I suggest this show to, I try and talk to a lot of people about it, and they have no idea what I'm talking about. And even if they don't plan on watching it, they should have at least heard about it, right? Like, how many people have at least heard of Game of Thrones? Even if they've never watched it, even if they never got on that wave, they've seen commercials, they've seen promos, they've seen ads, everything under the sun. Like, it's not coincidence, people. Things that are talked about and displayed more get all the viewership. It gets the hype, it gets the attention. I'm an avid fan of this show. I love this show. And even I barely see any trailers or anything promoting it that I don't look up myself. So is it really any surprise that it doesn't get the viewership that would justify another season? How is that fair? I'm honestly surprised it managed to stay this good for this long, considering all the tribulations it's gone through in its production history. Now, after the 2-year hiatus between season 2 and 3 of Warrior, the set for the show was rebuilt in South Africa. Now that's pretty odd considering that you don't rebuild entire sets for one season, right? Typically you would get another season, maybe 2 or 3 seasons out of rebuilding a whole set. But then to just get an additional season and then cancel the show, what's the purpose? And I know these questions are largely rhetorical considering I've already come to what I believe the answer is, but this show is incredibly unique, and when I see something unique, I like to appreciate its presence. I want it to continue going. Not until it's beaten into the ground or anything, but we deserve more than 3 seasons of it. I just realized I made it this far into the video without actually saying what the show is about, so I'm gonna get to that. Set in the 1870s, it's pretty much about this dude who migrates from China to San Francisco looking for his sister. In the search for his sister, he ends up joining a gang called the Hop Way, and then come to find out, his sister is married to the leader of the Hop Way's mortal enemy. And he is now essentially at war with the very person he came to San Francisco looking for. Now that was a very, very brief synopsis of just the first season. There are a lot of moving parts and shifting elements that complicate that entire process, and it's really just something that's worth watching. Initially, I thought I'd only like it for the action, but the drama really does a good job of moving you forward. Almost to the point where you don't really need the action. Of course, you're gonna need the action because, you know, it's based on the writings of Bruce Lee and it's supposed to be an action drama. But I've really found myself caught up in the personal struggles of these characters. The only silver lining in all of this is that the show is going to Netflix, and with enough viewership, they might be able to revive it. I'm not here trying to get you to subscribe or like or comment or do any of that, but please just watch the show, get it out there, tell other people to watch it. It's worth your time.